Senator Billick.
Mr President, my question is to the Minister for Communications, Senator Fifield. On the 12th of December 2013, Mr Turnbull said that his strategic review of the NBN was a thorough and objective analysis. I refer to leaked NBN documents which show the cost of fixing up the old copper network Mr Turnbull bought back from Telstra has blown out by up to 900%. Did this government direct NBN to roll out a second-rate network on the basis of advice that was hopelessly wrong?
Senator Wong, point of order.
I have a point of order. Mr President, Senator McDonald interjects on every opposition question, every single time, and I'm asking you as President to get him to desist. I understand. Yes, I am serious. Every single time, on every single opposition question.
Thank you, Senator.
And we are, frankly, I know you hear it, and you ought, with respect, Mr President, something ought be done about it.
Senator Cormann, on the point of order.
Mr President, yes, on the point of order. Senator Wong may well be right that on occasion Senator McDonald interjects on opposition questions. But what I would say is that the Leader of the Opposition interjects on every government answer. Now, so what I would say on the point of order, Mr President, is that one rule for all. I mean, if there is a rule that the Leader of the Opposition wants to impose on this side of the chamber, she should comply with it herself.
Thank you, Minister. On the points of order, on both sides. On the points of order, both points of order are absolutely correct, and I remind all senators, as I have done on numerous occasions this week, that interjections are disorderly, both during a question, both during an answer, or any other time. And if I had to pull up every senator for every interjection, we wouldn't get to question one, possibly. So every senator has a responsibility. Every senator has a responsibility not to interject. Now I need to. The question has been asked. Yes, Senator Stirl, you all are in trouble. The question was asked to the Minister for Communications and the Arts, Senator Fifield.
Thanks, Mr President, and I could just answer with a one-word to Senator Billick by saying no, but I won't do that because there's been a bit of action between when Senator Billick asked her question and my opportunity to answer. So I'll give a fuller answer. Senator Billick, I think, is referring to a leaked document from the NBN, which appeared in the Australian newspaper today. And let me share with you a media statement from NBN Co, which says, headline, NBN refutes cost claims. NBN has refuted the accuracy of claims made in today's media, saying that any costs related to build of the NBN network have already been included in the corporate plan released in August. So the headline in the paper today saying new cost blowout is wrong. NBN updated its figures in the August corporate plan. The release goes on to say, with 550,000 fibre to the node premises now in construction and a further 40,000 able to connect, NBN is confident that the cost per premises for fibre to the node as outlined in the corporate plan is accurate. As released in August this year and discussed at length, NBN has a comprehensive plan built from a true history of actuals and experience in building the network at scale. Goes on to say risks and mitigation plans for the network are outlined in the corporate plan, and the revised peak funding figure takes these scenarios into account. We've produced a peak funding range and provided the contingency as prudent measures to manage a project of this size and complexity. So, Senator Billick, I appreciate the opportunity to provide comfort and reassurance to you that you don't need to be worried about the mischaracterisation of that document in the paper today. It was an early draft. It was an internal planning document, and because what is contained in there is commercial in confidence, and the final numbers may have varied, I won't speak further to that.
Thank you, Minister. Senator Billick, supplementary question.
Thank you, Minister, and thank you, Mr President. I again refer to Mr Turnbull in December 2013 when he said that all forecasts in the strategic review are, and I quote, both conservative and achievable. Yet leaked internal NBN documents show the cost per home for rolling out this government's second-rate copper NBN has nearly tripled from $600 to $1,600. What's conservative or achievable about this outcome?
Minister.
Thanks, Mr President. The strategic review which Senator Billick refers to was based on the best available information at that time. Obviously, between that time and the corporate plan, NBN had real-life information available, so what it did was it updated its peak funding numbers, which took into account all of the available information. It's a matter of record that that which was inherited by this government in relation to the NBN was a train wreck. Senator Conroy, we know, didn't take a technological approach to the NBN. He took a theological approach, we've in fact moved from a faith-based system under Senator Conroy to one that, in terms of delivery, is technology agnostic. The whole system of belief that developed around Senator Conroy, of which I've said he was the high priest, we're taking a real-life approach, unlike that of Senator Conroy.
Thank you, Minister. On my left, order. Senator Billick, a final supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr President. My second supplementary. I again refer to leaked NBN documents which reveal that the cost of patching up the copper network is nearly 10 times what the government budgeted in December 2013. When will this government concede that the Prime Minister's second-rate copper NBN is a debacle?
Minister.
Mr President, we will deliver the NBN quicker and at lower cost than those opposite would have. Mr President, this government and NBN management take a clear-eyed view of the NBN, and they update as is appropriate in the corporate plan. Senator Conroy, in contrast, sought to create a culture of fear and denial in the NBN organisation, where anyone who came forward and said anything other than—
Pause the clock. Order, Minister. Point of order, Senator Wong.
Direct relevance. I know Senator Conroy is, big enough and tough enough to listen endlessly to Senator Fifield's obsession with him, but he wasn't. We weren't actually asked about Senator Fifield's. We weren't asking about Senator Fifield's obsession with Senator Conroy. We were asking him questions about this government and their policy.
Thank you, Senator Wong. I did hear the minister say at the beginning of his answer basically that he didn't concede. He didn't use those words, but that was inference drawn, and that was a question. Would the government concede? I'll ask the minister to continue. Minister.
Mr President, this government is being open and upfront and transparent, as is NBN Co. Senator Conroy only wanted to hear good news that did not reflect the reality from the NBN organisation.
Order. Point of order. Senator Wong. Point
How
of order.
is a question which—
Order on
no. The protection— I'll take the interjection. The protection racket is on Mr Brough. We've seen it all in here and we've seen it the other place.
Senator Wong, stick to the point of order.
Thank you, Mr President. Thank you, Mr President. I ask you, Mr President, to rule on whether, in response to a question about government policy, how it can possibly be relevant and in accordance with the standing orders for the minister to consistently and persistently talk about a senator who is no longer a minister. How can it possibly be, quote, directly relevant, end
order on my
quote,
right.
as per the standing orders which you, Mr President, are obliged to uphold?
Thank you, Senator Wong. As I indicated earlier, I believe the minister, by inference in his answer, indicated that the government did not concede, and as I've always allowed, is ministers to respond to their answer and enhance their answers, providing they stay on topic. I'll be listening carefully to the minister's response. Minister.
Mr President, guilty as charged, my fondness for Senator Conroy has been laid bare. I admit it. Mr President, I reject the assertion that NBN's costs are not taken into account in the corporate plan.
Thank you.